Why is it so hard to comprehend what black matter is? Dark matter, whatever. Think about it. Scientists have not come up with a way to describe black matter. It's so simple. It's easy. I mean, how can a guy like me come up with a theory like that? And you can't. I haven't even graduated high school yet. Okay, you take a star. It's really bright. Okay? A star is kind of bright. Take that star and explode it into a million pieces. And it goes all over the place. It becomes black. It becomes dark. That star no longer ceases to exist. But you take all of that star and you bring it back together. You got light again. That's light. You see my hand? That's a ball. That's no longer a ball. You know what I'm saying? That's dark now. You can't see it. Bring that light back together, you have that star again. It's like if I were to take all this light in this room right now, every single bit of this light, and put it into like one little tiny capsule and it was completely dark in here, that's the star. Everything else is dark matter. Now if I were to take that light and explode it and bring it back to this room, that's light. So what makes up dark matter? Me, I believe dark matter, honestly, is an expansion of a million and million and million and million and millions of miles. And just vast open galaxies that are totally far away and it's just all black. But I guarantee, if you put all the stars together, if you brought in every single star, I guarantee for miles and miles and miles there'd be nothing but light. And there would be a way out of space. That's it. To physically know when the end of space is going to be is whenever you brought every single planet and star together. You know what I'm saying? If you take pennies, you separate the pennies, you splatter the pennies everywhere. Where does it end? Where's the ending of the ring of pennies that you have scattered? Nobody knows, right? So take those rings of pennies and you put them back into a circle. You would know where the end of those pennies are. That's just one of my theories on black matter. Another theory about time travel. You cannot physically go back in time. You can't. Because the guy who would invent time travel would probably get into the time travel machine, go back in time, and think to himself, I'm going to invent a time machine. Would create a time machine. The guy who invented the time machine would step into the time machine, go back in time, and go, I'm going to invent a time machine. And it would be a repeating process, so that guy is stuck. To physically go back in time, you'd have to make a time machine that is impenetrable to everything else around you. You know what I'm saying? You'd have to create a shell that would not be affected by the world behind you because technology is not around then, you know. Technology can't physically be there unless you created some sort of crappy time machine back then, set it in like an underground vault, and you know it's going to work. Go forward in time, okay? After you go forward in time, you get into that time machine, go back in time, then take that piece of crap that you made, then go back forward in time. But you would only go as forward as whenever you invented the time machine. Because who's to know what's going to happen in the next 2 seconds? Who's to know if everything just disappears? Who knows? To physically go forward in time, you'd have to go to like space, where you're going in slow motion, like Einstein's theory, where if you were the one going in slow motion, everything around you ages faster. So you really got to think about this. If you want to go forward in time and you want to invent a time machine, get a lot of money together and build some sort of capsule that's going to send a person to space and say, I will give you this time machine, you pay me lots of money. He goes up there for about a couple days or so and he comes back down and he has that experience. You'd make a lot of money doing that. And yeah, that would be how to create time travel in forward. But like I said, to physically go backward, you would have to have some sort of machine that you built that you know is going to work, that there's no way to actually test it because then you'd completely screw yourself if you went forward in time, because then you can't go backward in time. So to physically go back in time is to say that somebody out there has created an invention already, way back in the dinosaur ages, and it's a time machine. That's the only way to physically go back in time. To go forward in time is to go to space where time is slower. Those are just my two opinions on black matter or dark matter and time travel.